I thought this was appropriate for the team.
Are you serious right now?
I didn't lose everything that night. In fact, that was the moment I finally understood what real power looked like. Not the kind printed on glossy business cards or wrapped in Christmas boughs, but the kind built in silence, in patience, in the shadows where overlooked people do their best work. For 7 years, Richardson Tech had been my entire life. I wasn't just another employee. I was the architect of everything that kept the company running. Every server update, every encrypted tunnel, every compliance system protecting millions of dollars of infrastructure carried my fingerprints. Marcus Richardson, the CEO, loved pretending he ran the kingdom, but everyone who actually touched a keyboard knew the truth. His empire survived only because I held it together. It felt almost poetic that the whole illusion shattered at the annual Christmas party. This was the same event Marcus loved to use as his personal stage. Artificial snow drifted from hidden machines across the ballroom, chandeliers blazed overhead, and employees dressed like magazine models smiled through enough makeup to hide their exhaustion. Emma, my wife, stood across the room in a silver dress that shimmered with every step. Her sister Katie was right beside her, laughing way too loudly, soaking in every camera flash like she was born for a spotlight no one ever actually offered her. When Marcus took the stage, his voice rolled across the room like thunder dressed in velvet. He praised another record-breaking year, taking full credit for numbers built entirely on my systems. Then he called Katie up. He pretended she had done anything besides repost motivational quotes on LinkedIn and write emails filled with jargon she didn't understand. Her promotion to vice president, along with a brand new BM, were presented as if she had earned them through sheer genius instead of genetics. Cameras flashed, confetti fell, and the room erupted in applause. I forced a smile while the sting of injustice settled like acid deep inside my chest. Then Marcus turned toward me. "There's one more gift tonight," he announced, letting his gaze linger on me long enough to make the room shift. The laughter and chatter dissolved into an expectant hush as he extended a plain designer shopping bag in my direction. It wasn't wrapped like Katie's gift. It wasn't elegant. It felt like a warning. I walked to the stage through a tunnel of curious stares. Inside the bag was a neatly folded black shirt and a crisp $2 bill. When I unfolded the shirt, the words blared back at me in bright white letters. Recently unemployed. The ballroom exploded. Laughter hammered the walls. Employees doubled over, wiping tears from their eyes. Even the jazz band paused, unwilling to soundtrack my humiliation. And behind me, Emma, my own wife, laughed the loudest. She patted my chest like I was a child who just dropped his ice cream and said, "You should have seen your face." Something cracked inside me then, but it wasn't weakness. It was restraint snapping. I folded the shirt, placed it carefully back in the bag, and said, "Thank you, this is exactly what I needed." The laughter stumbled, the room quieted. Marcus's smile faltered just slightly, just enough for me to see the fear underneath. They thought they had ended me. What they didn't know was that for a year and a half, I had been quietly preparing a future without them. I had filed patents under my own name, registered a small LLC in a forgotten part of town, and built a separate infrastructure, my own system, my own servers, my own future. I had also built something else. In every system at Richardson Tech, I had embedded subtle pathways, administrative tunnels that looked like standard maintenance tools but were actually my personal fail-safes. Quiet levers that gave me total control the moment I chose to pull them. That moment arrived at exactly midnight. My compliance audit engine, the very backbone of the company's multi-million-dollar federal contract, had been running on a temporary license under my private LLC. Richardson Tech had ignored every single renewal requirement for 6 months straight. So at 12 o'clock on the dot, I terminated their license with a legally airtight email. The entire contract collapsed like a sandcastle under a wave. By morning, Bloomberg was running the headline: "Richardson Tech facing federal compliance crisis after sudden systemic failure." Stock prices froze. SEC investigators moved in. Daniel Pike, the CFO, became the subject of a brutal investigative report exposing kickback schemes and creative accounting that would make a mobster blush. Richardson Tech wasn't just wobbling, it was free-falling. My phone buzzed nonstop. Old colleagues texted in a panic as systems failed one after another. Even Sarah from HR, who'd never spoken to me, begged for help. Katie locked herself in her office and cried. Emma sent a single, desperate message. "What did you do?" I didn't reply. Finally, Marcus demanded a meeting. I agreed, but on neutral ground in the very same lobby everyone had walked through the night before while laughing at me. He arrived with a team of lawyers. I arrived with Priya Patel, a powerhouse attorney who layered the marble coffee table with documents proving every patent was legally mine. Every breach fully documented, every action completely airtight. Katie stumbled in, mascara streaked down her face. "Can't you undo this?" she begged. "Undo what?" I asked calmly. "Your father's breach of contract? Daniel's fraud? Or the humiliation you all thought was such great entertainment?" Emma hovered behind them, silent. Finally seeing what it meant to be married to someone she had assumed was powerless. "We're family," Marcus tried, his voice weak. "No," I said. "Family doesn't cheer while tearing you apart?" I walked away from them, leaving their lawyers scrambling through paperwork that read like a corporate obituary. By the end of the year, Richardson Tech was sold in a distress acquisition, its value shredded, its leadership disgraced. And while they fell, I rose. A new company, Tech Vantage Labs, offered me everything Richardson never did: respect, autonomy, and a budget worthy of my talent. I hired the people who had shown real loyalty, people like Jin Park, talented engineers who deserved opportunities instead of suffering under nepotism. Together we built something real. 1 year after my humiliation, we had our own Christmas party. There was no artificial snow, no fake speeches, no glitter hiding cruelty. Just good food, good friends, and a room full of people who genuinely believed in their work. The news broke on the TV screen above us. Richardson Tech sold after year-long crisis. Stock down 73%. A perfect ending to a story they thought they controlled. On my desk today sits the $2 bill Marcus once mocked me with. I framed it. Not out of spite, but as a reminder of what they never understood. My worth was never something they could define. They tried to bury me. They just forgot that I was the one who built the very ground they were standing on. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe for more.